He also recently started beefing with the streamer Asmongold. You know, for someone who's the richest man in the world, you would presume he would spend his time talking to people that would add value to himself. And then he starts beefing with Twitch streamers like...
Bro, this is why I've muted Elon on Twitter. Like, you're beefing with Asmongold. Alright, we got us a new Tommy NFG video. This is the pathetic downfall of Elon Musk. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say it, I used to be an Elon Musk fan. I'm like, bro, he's a billionaire, he makes cars. And then I started talking too much. And you're like, oh, this is, you know?
Elon Musk. You either like him or hate him, is what I would have said in like 2020 or something.
Right.
No one likes Elon Musk now. Now it's either you're an Elon Musk hater or you're one of his deriding fans always defending him on Twitter. Elon Musk for the past 2 years or so has by himself destroyed any type of reputable image he ever used to have. It's always crazy to see someone going from being loved by the public and seem like they could never do any wrong, and then having an endless downfall they never come back from.
Yeah, nah, his build is crazy.
But you know, Elon Musk wasn't always the corny dictator that meat rides Trump any chance he can get and bans anybody on Twitter who has a different opinion from him. For the longest, he was actually a well-liked individual. He used to be called the real-life Tony Stark at his...
I really used to look at him like that. Like, oh, cool, he can be like the real-life Tony Stark type shit. And then they started yapping.
At a certain point. Because he would push for technology in new ways no one else was doing.
You people have called you the real Tony Stark. Okay, you've got your finger in so many different advanced technologies. As I said, SpaceX, Tesla, now you've got Solar City and the solar pack that people put in their houses.
Like, he used to get made fun of for trying to push electric cars and build a car brand based on them. And now every car brand and their mother has an electric car. A lot of the more younger generation liked him because he was someone rich who actually cared about the environment. I feel like Elon nowadays, now that he's unliked, would just say it and put a V8 engine in a Tesla. As a matter of fact, I'd buy that Tesla, Elon, get it in production. He also did cool things other tech billionaires wouldn't do. Mark Zuckerberg was too busy being a lizard and Bill Gates was too busy being old. He made a flamethrower just because he was bored and decided to sell it. I have no clue how he was able to sell this thing to the public legally, but this could have went a lot worse than it did. He was featured in movies like Iron Man. It goes to show how much motion he had and how much people loved him.
Mr. Musk, how are you?
Congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you very much.
Hey.
Those Merlin engines are fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, good idea for an electric jet.
You do?
Yeah.
Then we'll make it work.
But this all changed at the mark of when he decided to buy
Twitter.
This was
literally, like, niggas saw Elon for what he was as soon as he said he would buy Twitter.
Elon Musk fans 9/11. When he bought Twitter at first, people's reactions were kind of like that Kanye video of him talking about Lady Gaga. I like some of the Elon Musk companies, but what the f does he know about Twitter? The reception was iffy at first on there, and especially since he was talking about it was going to be a free speech platform. People were worried that the wrong people would get the wrong idea and start wilding out, and it didn't take long for that to come true, 24 hours specifically. The next day, the N-word usage spiked up by 500%. It's funny when these loser ass start saying it on Twitter, acting like I'm gonna start crashing out over it and march to the government to do something. I've seen that word used against me since I was 12 on the internet, bro. I literally see it and scroll past it with no emotion. And best believe these dudes would never say that to someone.
Bro, these same motherfuckers would never say it in person. And when they do, they get punched in the face and they cry fucking wolf. You're soft. You got Twitter fingers. You're on the internet all day. You don't live real lives. But once you go out on the street, you don't say that shit in person. Cause you get rocked in your fucking shit, nigga.
Life, their twig asses will get snapped in half. But a lot of people also liked the initial idea he had. People were feeling for a long time that Twitter was more politically biased, and they would censor people with more traditional views or being a Trump fan. I would have agreed with this too. Like, I'm a true believer in free speech and everyone having their own political viewpoint, even if I disagree with it. But then it turned out that he would just censor people's views he didn't like and anyone who pissed him off. When he first took over, he famously banned a bunch of journalists who criticized him and for quote-unquote doxing. The doxing wasn't an actual doxing though. Let me explain it. There used to be an account on Twitter named Elon Jet, which would take public flight data online that anybody can access and post it on a Twitter account for people to see. This isn't an uncommon thing, like Taylor Swift's flight logs used to get posted online all the time. time, and he had suspended the account.
Crazy.
So some journalists talked about the account and shared links to it. Then they all ended up getting banned for that. Like, they didn't share his private estate or hire spies to track where Elon is. They literally wrote a story about public information that was available to everyone. This dude's supposed to be the free speech guy or some and you can't handle a little story like this? There's no world where Elon Musk could ever get hurt by some info like this. He's the richest man in the world. He probably got more security than the president. He also banned words on the platform. The word cis and cisgendered is now labeled a slur on there. Meanwhile, people can rip every other slur in the book on there with no consequence. It don't matter if you're a believer in the word or not. You can't pick and choose with free speech. He also recently started beefing with the streamer Asmongold. You know, for someone who's the richest man in the world, you would presume he would spend his time talking to people that would add value to himself. And then he starts beefing with Twitch streamers like
Aspen behaves like a maverick, independent, but in reality has to ask his boss for permission before he can do anything. He's not his own man. Bro, this is why I've muted Elon on Twitter. Like, you're beefing with Asmongold.
You have 11 kids to take care of. You're beefing with the dude whose room looks...
He has 11
And he
kids.
starts beefing with Twitch streamers like you have 11 kids to take care of. You're beefing with the dude whose room looks like Hurricane Katrina hit it and it never recovered. I'm not gonna get into details of the beef, but all you gotta know is he got so mad at him that he removed his verification checkmark on Twitter.
Elon Musk proceeds to take away Asmongold's checkmark on Twitter. You remember that thing Elon was like really adamant about, you know, how checkmarks were kind of like weaponized? Hey, Elon, you're doing that. So, the free speech guy, you're taking away his checkmark because he hurt your feelings, fundamentally shadow banning him, because without a checkmark, his replies and his engagement go way down and you won't really see it anymore. You're shadow banning someone who hurt your feelings. Elon is just that insensitive.
That was a buildup of the max stupidity that he's been reaching. Back to talking about when he first took over, everyone knew Twitter was pretty much going to be...
Something happened. There's a flip that switch. He might have like lead poisoning or something. I can't for the life of me just see this random ass course of path he took and like how corny he looks in the public. He has to have like something happen that niggas is not talking about. Nigga might have a tumor or something.
Twitter already had a terrible reputation and people knew somehow it was gonna get worse. You started to see more and more spam bots and OF girls spamming their accounts everywhere.
Bro, nigga said I'm getting rid of the bots. I actively seen more bots.
Casually walking past the Twitter e-streets and seeing a clan meeting take place. It's like old Twitter, but if it was on fire 24/7 and you ran across the worst people you've ever met every 5 minutes. Elon wasn't really doing anything about it at first too. That first year he took over, the app was borderline unusable, I swear. People still think it's bad, but oh man, from like 2022 to 2023, it was like stepping in Gotham City on that app. But where people really started to dislike him is when he started getting into politics on Twitter. And I'm talking about before the Trump writing. He started replying to every tweet that came across his feed, and he would put something like interesting or intriguing under a tweet of some borderline racist going on rants about different political things he knows nothing about. He can usually make these arguments only on his protected Twitter fortress, because anytime he gets pressed about any of this in real life, you realize he has no clue what he's talking about. Like, there's this one interview where he tries to make the claim that everyone was a slave. You can't make this up.
Everyone was a slave. Everyone.
Well, not everyone was a slave.
No, everyone was a slave.
Okay.
We are all descended from slaves. It's just a question of when. Was it more recent or less recent? That's it.
That doesn't mean a lot to a whole lot of people who aren't able to take advantage of the opportunities that you were able to take advantage of, simply because the color of your skin.
I truly think he was just arguing here to argue, because there's no way he genuinely believes this. Like, bro, you're one of the richest people in the world who talks to some of the smartest people in the world, and you want to bring up an argument that no one ever makes, saying everyone was a slave. The only thing I can think he was thinking of is the form of slavery in old Europe with peasants and servants. But once again, this wasn't remotely close to being everybody in Europe. And if you open a high school history book once in your life, compared to African slavery, they basically had a walk in the park over there. His downfall was finalized though when he joined Trump's political campaign. After the assassination attempt happened to Trump, Elon went on Twitter and stated that he fully endorses him. And this alone was gonna alienate people who don't like Trump, and they would automatically not like him regardless. But it's not like this was end all be all for him. Sure, there's people that wouldn't like him, but there's the majority that either wouldn't care or people that even support him. It was at his rallies where his cringe really started to turn up. He would start doing cringe things like trying to sound cool in speeches and dancing, I guess.
Look at this dude. Wait till you see the. No, no, no.
Like you're how?
You guys are awesome. Honestly, this is like USA, USA, USA. Wah! Yes.
This man right here somehow has 11 kids with 5 different women.
I don't see how. I don't see how. But you know what? It's billions. He's a billionaire, bro. Hundreds of billions. It's billions. It's the billions, bro.
Like 5 women let this man go crazy on them and saw this POV while looking out. If this man never got money, he'd be the biggest loser alive. But what you're all really here for is probably what happened recently with him. At Trump's inauguration parade, Elon gave a speech, an amazing speech that focused on pushing peace and uniting us all as civil members of the public. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna be honest, out of all things that could have been thrown up in this moment, a peace sign, a pumping fist, a wave, he could have done a middle finger. That was not on the list of things I would have expected him to throw up. For context, for people that haven't seen the full clip of this, he says to the crowd his heart goes out to them and puts his hand on his chest and throws it at them. Get it? Throwing his heart at people so they can catch it. And of course, people started freaking out online because this was in triple 8K at the presidential inauguration. It doesn't get any more bigger than that. Like, I don't know what other place he could have done this where it would have went this viral. You got one side of people saying this was a clear salute and he's trying to copy the World War II mustache man. And you got other people saying it was just a waving gesture and people are overreacting. Now, if you ask me what I think, I'm a top tier Elon hater and frankly think we should ship him back in a box to Africa like Madagascar. But this man has always had weird movements and can never really control his body right. I highly doubt he's stupid enough, if he was a somehow closeted Yahtzee, to do this gesture at one of the biggest events watched worldwide. He has sponsors that he could lose and take everything away. And
like, why would you be? You're a millionaire, a billionaire. You're supposed to be a genius. You're supposed to be a genius billionaire. There's no way you're this fucking stupid.
this is one of those acts, if done on purpose and confirmed, there is no coming back from. His net worth would go from $427 billion to $427 overnight. But at the same time, I'm also thinking, is he dumb enough not to think about something like this before doing it? Even thinking off the look, like if I ever made that gesture accidentally, I feel like I'm gonna notice it immediately. What if in the future it comes out this was all his evil plan and we enter like World War III or some and the story gets worse too, because people found a video of him doing a similar thing before with the heart, and he definitely did not throw up that gesture.
You spot the difference.
I just want to say I love you guys.
Oh,
yep, just to confirm, those are two totally different gestures. I guess I'll leave it up to interpretation, and you guys can come up with your own decision of what he did. I wonder in the long run, will people start boycotting him and stop buying Teslas if he keeps doing stupid shit? Especially when better electric cars are starting to come out now. There's an electric car in China that can drive through the water.
That's actually crazy. Bro, that's what... Bro. They won't give this shit to us. Bro, China has some elite level shit. Some elite level phones that'll fucking cook the iPhone. Some elite level cars that'll cook. They don't want to give it to us, bro. They got real deal shit over there. They gatekeeping. Electric car. Drove in the water.
If this comes out in America, Tesla might be cooked. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to Tommy, bro. Shout out to Tommy, bro. Yeah, that was I don't know where I don't know where Elon is headed. I don't know where we're headed. Hopefully, just hopefully we don't, Bye, YouTube. Bye.